Hey bitches, we're back for another week. I'm Diva.
And I'm Nuha, and honestly, it's kind of wild that we're sitting here doing this for a third week in a row. I can't believe you guys are listening, and I'm just so grateful.
I know, right? Like, we just keep talking and people just keep listening, I suppose. I mean, the math isn't mathing, but we're not really complaining, are we?
Honestly, not complaining at all. So today we got two things that are probably gonna make you feel a little too seen, but in a good way where you're like, oh shit, they get it, like they understand.
hmm
So
hmm
get ready, buckle up.
Yeah, so the first one is about how exhausting it is to be a different person depending on who's around. Like, you walk into a room and suddenly you're performing this whole other version of yourself, I suppose.
And it's not even conscious half the time. You just shapeshift, honestly, which sounds cool, but it's very depressing and it's also really tiring when you think about it. It's just
It
too
is
much.
super depressing. Like, who are you when you're not trying to be, I don't know, palatable for everyone else, you know?
Exactly. And then the second thing is about learning to actually enjoy being alone with yourself without needing constant validations from other people. And I know this one's going to hit home for a lot of people, but some people just need to hear it, and we're here to tell you.
Because, I don't know, some of y'all, and I mean like us
Mhm.
really used to be terrified of silence, you know, like sitting alone with your thoughts felt like punishment. Like I especially have been on this boat. I still am, you know, I'm still learning. Yeah.
Honestly, me too. But right now, when I'm getting older, it actually kind of feels nice.
hmm
Silence doesn't feel very scary anymore. It feels very safe and like I have control over it. Do you know
hmm
what I mean?
Yeah. So if you're currently code switching through life, or I don't know, you can't handle being alone with yourself, we see you. We've been you, we hear you, and we
Yeah.
understand.
And if you're already figured this out, stay anyway, because we're about to talk through some stuff that might resonate. And also, you can share your story on you asked for this, and we can just talk about it if you want.
We love talking not just about it, but just like with you guys and to you guys. Like I feel like
Exactly.
Saturday's segment is so personal, but okay, let's get into it. Right. So the first topic of today is the exhaustion of code switching personalities depending on who you're around. And I think Nuha and I especially resonate with this because we're
Mhm.
very much children that are from another country, grown up in another country, live in another country, live in two countries, and we're kind of just
Totally.
citizens of the world. I know that's like a very controversial take for some people, but we don't really feel like we belong. So I
We're both third culture kids, We don't
literally,
feel like we belong because
yeah.
in the UAE, I'm like, oh, I'm too Asian to fit in. Or when
Mhm.
I'm in Sri Lanka with my family, I'm too Arab to fit in because I
Whoa,
say a lot of Arabic slang a
whitewashed.
lot. Exactly. And I don't think people realize how exhausting it is to constantly shift who you are depending on who you're around. Like,
Mhm,
I panic when different parts of my life overlap,
mhm.
especially when like my family and my friends are in the same room, which rarely happens, but it does, especially when we go in malls in Dubai. Like, I'll be out with my family and then I see a friend, I'm like, oh shit. Because the version of me my family sees, she is calm, she is polite, well-mannered, respectful, like the quote-unquote good girl who doesn't say too
Yeah.
much. But with my friends, I am loud. I don't like I swear I make jokes that are they're not too appropriate
Mhm.
and I overshare everything. And I normally don't say this when I'm at home and around family. And when those two worlds kind of like mix, honestly, a wave of anxiety just washes over me
Mhm.
because it's like will someone catch on that I'm not the same person everywhere and I'm like a different person with different kind of people? Like I
Mhm.
catch myself mid-conversation switching how I talk,
Yeah.
literally. 1 minute I'm saying something like wild in like slang and like I'm just like swearing and or I'll be saying something that you would understand
Inappropriate.
if you're my friend in like in Dubai. But friends in Canada, where I'm right now, they won't understand my jokes that I make with my friends who are in Dubai. And I'm like, oh wait, like I need to this they won't understand this joke because this is like a Dubai kid joke. I have to like explain it to
Oh,
them.
am I gonna feel, are they going to perceive me as out of touch with reality?
Exactly.
Like, the first year of university, it was a while ago, but one of the things I remember are like the things I said, the jokes I made and stuff. I didn't realize how out of touch they were for people that like grew up in England. Because I don't know. I feel like it's two completely different worlds, like the
Exactly.
Asian continent, like countries in Asia. I feel like we have a very different standard of living. Like I know that like domestic help and uh
It's normalized. It's
yeah,
very
exactly.
normalized in Asian households and even Arab households. And when I like talk about it to like my friends in Canada, I'm like, oh yeah, like my maid is like she's not like my favorite. And like whenever I ask her to cook, I'm not mean to my maid for everyone saying like who would think of it, but I'm very nice to like the people. But they've also know that people in Dubai are quite rude to their maids, but both you and I are not. We're very nice to our
No,
maids.
no, no. No, see,
We and
yeah,
whenever we say like whenever I talk about my maids, they're like, "Oh, you have maids? How rich are you? How?"
oh my God, no, no, no. That reminded me of this like one person I had spoken to my first year of university, right? He like went to a British boarding school, like very, very like rich, well settled, blah blah blah. And there's this weird thing that happens in England where a lot of private school children, like in in Asian countries, private schools are a lot more normalized, especially the
Mm.
country we live in. But over there, it's more as it's a privilege, right? And this is so weird when I tell you this. He cosplayed as being poor, like he wore
Sorry?
tattered clothes.
Sorry?
Yeah, I'm dead serious. It's like
What?
this trend in like Western countries, especially England, where they'll like dress up broke to try to fit in and live in like um terrible, houses and stuff. It's weird, right? And he was like, and this guy had helpers and stuff, but he was like, "Oh, you have slaves." I was like, "Slaves?
Mm. We don't have
Slaves?"
they have their own rights. They do.
No,
I we give
no.
our like I the person who works for us, she has every right. She has vacation time. She can eat out of our refrigerator whenever she wants. She has weekly days off.
Insurance, healthcare.
Yeah, we give her
My
insurance.
mom,
Like we pay for her visa. We don't hold it over her head,
no,
obviously.
she can leave any. No, 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 because
She can
my
leave whenever she wants.
my helper, right, my cook, he like I know this might seem out of touch for some people, but I do have a cook, but it's not just my cook. It's not like a private chef in the Hamptons. It's like he goes to different houses and he's like a private cook for hire for many people, right? But my mum is a very, very good employer. Like we've moved
Hmm.
houses and he will literally travel a long distance just to work for my mom because she's so good. Like she'll give him insane bonuses. She'll send things for his kids back home, send presents, help out with the kids' education. Like I'll help out with this and that and this and that. And like is just a very good employer. And I feel like a lot of the times we're like villainized because it's like, oh well, you're taking because I had a friend, right? And she was like, oh, I could never because it's just against my moral conscience, whatever. And I'm like, so because your morals or whatever so high, you would not hire someone and help them lead a better life and actually employ them and give them money and food and shelter and blah 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 because
Because
of your
at the end of
morals.
the day, they actually want help, especially people like in Dubai. It's very normalized because they come from their home country to Dubai because they know Dubai need people love like maids and help around because it is also normalized, and
Mhm.
they want to send money back to their family. We're all helping
My
each other. We're
Look,
helping each
my
other.
book has a 3-story house back in India with marble floors, like 10 bedrooms, AC in every room. Like his family is living a luxurious life. Like holy
Exactly.
shit, people are like, oh well, they're not treated fair. Some of them are. Some of them
Some of
really
them
are.
are.
No, there was this
My old maid, my
there was this
sorry, but
oh yeah. What?
my old maid, I truly loved her. She left because she didn't need to provide for her daughters anymore. And Diva, when she told me this, I was so happy for her. So her kids are very smart. And she basically came to us to help. Sorry for the sounds, but she came to work for us because she needed help to pay off her kids' university. What is it called? Sorry, I'm out of it. But when she left, she was like crying to my dad, my sister, my mom, and me. She's like, "Thank you so much. Because of you, I got to send my kids to Apollo University in India, and
Mm.
it's a good university. It's a
I
good
was
university.
born in, I think, in the hospital.
Yeah, it is a good, and whoever it's known in like South Asia and even in like Arab countries, if you went to that university, good doctors are made there. Like
Mhm.
really, really good doctors are made there. And her kids are now living such a luxurious life because we were helping her. And my nanny, she was like family. Like she grew up with us. She helped me during maths. Like I passed maths because of that lady. Like if she didn't teach me maths, I don't know. Like she brought love for maths.
Mm.
She made me love maths so
My
much.
grandpa loves maths.
I
It's
love maths, and
absolutely disgusting.
I honestly like I'm thankful for her. And if you're listening to me, hi Jyoti, I miss you.
Oh.
But like she showed me pictures of her like kids and her like kids like her grandkids. I honestly miss her so much, and I know there are negative connotations of maids, especially in Dubai, and sometimes it is true, unfortunately, but most of the time it's false. We
Mm.
do treat them quite well. And the law is also very strict in the UAE. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
No, okay. I just remembered, like, going back to what we were speaking about, right? One thing I felt is like a lot of the times when I code switch, because it comes so naturally, I don't really have an idea of what my authentic self is. Like it feels like a strange like because I change so much around people, right? And like when I say change, I don't mean like oh I'm a fake individual. I just mean like
mhm.
I just a bit
You don't
person.
know who the real you is,
Yeah,
basically.
no, exactly. Like rather than like actually being in a room and actually taking it, as a whole and whatever, embracing it, I'm reading the room constantly. I'm
Mm.
like, oh, what does this person think? What does this person act? How are they acting? How are they thinking? How are
You're
they?
putting up a persona. You're
Yeah,
basically putting up a persona and being like, you're but I'm like, oh, I'm pretending to be myself. Like
yeah.
not I'm never present in like a room. I'm like, okay, like because I'm here, I need to like kind of cater towards them. Or like I'm with my family, so now I need to like die down. Especially when I go back to Sri Lanka, I have to like new Nuha comes up. Like
Yeah.
because
Sweet,
it's a
kind,
lot.
great. They have no clue how you are, like, as an individual. Like, no, because that's something that happens to me, right? But my mom does it, right? Where she's
Mm.
like, oh, don't mention this to anyone. Don't tell anyone this. What will people, you know, there's this saying in Indian culture, and I'm sure it's in loads of other cultures. What will people say? Log kya kahenge? I said kahenge really bad in Hindi, but it's like, what will people say? And it's like, you constantly have that because it's instilled in you from a very young age,
A
right?
very
What
young
will people
age.
think? Our reputation, our family's reputation, this, that, and it's like, when do you
We're
stop
always
caring about
told
what
not.
people think and actually about how you feel and what you
Exactly.
want to do? Why are
We
you
were always told what not to do.
and their validation? Why do I give a crap about what this auntie thinks of me? I don't care. And I know my mom and I really clash, you know, heads when it comes to this because she's like, you know, and she's trying to change, I know, but it's obviously she's a certain age where you've had thoughts like that in your head for so long it just doesn't go. Sometimes it's so, you know, in your head you can't
Exactly. Exactly. And it gets to a point where you, like, we don't remember what we said to who. Like, did I tell my cousins about this weekend? Like, I shouldn't be telling them that. Or like,
Am I
did I
allowed
tell my
to?
yeah? Or like, was it just about like, did I tell my best friend that? Or like, or I started like second guessing everything because I shared so many edited versions of my life with different people, and
Yeah.
honestly, my real thoughts feel risky. Like,
Yeah.
my real thoughts are crazy. Like, I've gotten so good at saying what people want to hear, what's safe, that when I actually say what I feel, I genuinely get
You feel
petrified.
you feel
Like,
like
I'm wrong for having opinions that might not be agreeable or like easy to digest.
mm,
It feels lonely. It feels like everyone knows a version of you, but no one actually knows who you are, you
mm.
know? And maybe like the scariest part is like wondering if if
Are
I
you
have spent
authentic
so
enough?
much time performing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, do I even know who I am at the end? Like, it's hard. And I think it's something a lot of South, I wouldn't say South Asian kids, I feel like a lot of people do feel this way.
People in general. I feel like
Yeah.
especially if you come from a minority based culture, which is majority of this world, you'll go through some, and I feel like this was like less advice than just us speaking, but I feel like this is just us being vulnerable with you guys because this is something that we go through, and a lot of the times we're giving you advice and we're talking and we're like, oh, you know, don't do this, don't do that, like be better, do this, but we're on the same boat as you. And you
Yeah,
know,
we are learning through this podcast with you.
yeah, I spoke to Nuha about this, right? And I was talking to my mother and I just this is one statement I kind of said. I'm gonna try to make sense of it, right? But essentially our podcast is to not give you, you know, educate you or, you know, give you therapy or like licensed advice that you should absolutely take. Our the purpose of our podcast is, I think, as people, as individuals, we usually feel like we're going through something and it's just us, and we feel so disconnected from everyone. But there's
Exactly.
so many people in this world that what you're going through, I guarantee you there's at least one person in this world that is going through the same thing. And I think our purpose is to show you guys and obviously learn ourselves that there is always something that connects us. And there is always something that like you know, we can relate to with each other. And at the end of the day, we're all just humans, you know, we're all learning day by day.
Exactly. I think, should we go on to the next topic before we get
Before I
yeah.
keep like
Yeah. So the second topic is learning to enjoy your company without needing constant validation. So there was a time we all know this, that there was a time when silence felt unbearable, like when being alone meant something was wrong. Like, I'd failed, especially how I felt. Like, I felt like I was not being wanted and I was missing out, basically having FOMO, you know? But now I feel like silence gives me like peace. I feel safe in it. Like, I became my own hype person. And that is very important to become your own hype
Mhm.
person, by the way. And like I stopped waiting for someone else to like see me, to validate me, and
Yeah.
started cheering myself on. I started validating myself. Like
If you
I'm
don't
stopped
love
chasing for
yourself,
love.
how will anyone else love you?
Exactly. I stopped chasing for love and I just started loving myself. It is hard, but
Mhm.
you you get there somehow, you know? You all had to start from somewhere.
Someday, maybe not
Yeah.
today, maybe not in 10 years, but one
But
day you'll
one
truly
day you
appreciate
will.
yourself for who you are.
Exactly. Like if something didn't choose me the first time, I stopped begging for it again. Like I stopped performing for people. Like I
Absolutely.
I stopped, like right now I'm slowly becoming myself, and I think I'm finding it helpful, but a lot of people are hating it because they saw me as like, oh, the nice girl. She keeps her mouth shut. She doesn't say anything. She just
Mhm.
listens. And now, like, I've always wanted to say my opinion. Oh my God, the amount of times I have been stopped by like relatives or like people close to me saying, like, don't speak your mind, don't speak your mind. But now, like, I'm slowly speaking my mind and it's shocking people. But I've had like a few people come up to me and be like, I'm proud of you. Like, good job. Like, you're not speaking your mind. So it's scary, but also like some people just need to hear it, babes. You know, some people just need to hear
Yeah,
your
like
thoughts.
I'm gonna give like a little personal story. So I don't have general anxiety, but as when I in like 2020 I was diagnosed with severe depression and moderate mild anxiety. But one type of anxiety I've had for years is not social anxiety because I'm good at communicating with people, but like, okay, an example would be if I'm going to wait in a line or gonna get some food or a buffet or something. I hate situations like that. I hate where I have to stand alone and do things alone. Like it's I can't really tell you what it is. But
It
one
is a form of social anxiety
yeah.
because social anxiety is a big, because
Right, it's like exposure therapy in a sort of way.
yeah,
So what
exactly.
I did was I used to go for these lessons for I don't remember what subject. Like it was in school, but after that I used to get hungry. So sometimes I was like, oh, and I was on a very big salad kick, but whatever. There was this restaurant downstairs, and I had like not ate for most of the day because I was studying. So I go downstairs and I was like, okay, this was the first day, and I was like, I'm really nervous, but I'm hungry. But I'll have to eat alone. I'm gonna have to sit in a booth alone in front of so many people and eat alone and do my own thing. And I don't think I can do it. But I was like, you know what? Screw it. Let's
Hmm.
try. And if I'm so uncomfortable, I can just pack up that food and leave. Right. And I think exposure therapy is so, so important.
It's
Put
very
yourself in
important.
situations that you're not comfortable in because how else will you learn? And I learned. And then I went to the movies alone. I started going to the mall alone. I remember this year I wasn't really feeling my birthday, but Nuha was like, one year I didn't feel my birthday. I wasn't feeling the day. So I just kind of did my own thing, went to the mall, did some shopping, did my own thing, and I loved it. And, I like celebrating my birthday with people, but I was just like, in general, that is such a good idea because a lot of us have that fear of like, especially in this generation, a fear of doing things alone. And I think sometimes we need to say, screw it. Let's just do it. Oh, that round.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
like going off on that, I have really bad social anxiety. Like if when you see me in public, I am speed walking. I am speed walking, and something people who are very anxious, they like, I can't show it to you, but like I count on my fingers and I keep doing it. You see me rubbing my neck when I'm in line, and I'm always like, I am terrible. But exposure therapy is really important for people who do have social anxiety, because now the world, you need to communicate with the world, especially like when you want to get stuff done. It's really hard to like email because, yeah, email and like, but sometimes you also just need to talk to them. And one thing I did with my social anxiety, I obviously had to go on meds because my anxiety was really, really bad where I didn't want to go out because I was terrified. But I had like, I didn't really have, I had all types of anxiety. So I had to go on meds. And if it, from a psych major, I know meds are very scary. Sorry, I'm going kind of out of context, but I know meds are very kind of like are scary and there are side effects. But from someone who is very anti-meds, who is still kind of anti-meds, when I started taking antidepressants and like anxiety meds, and even like honestly, I'm really against ADHD meds because I tried everything and I still don't feel myself with it.
Adult guys, not for you guys. Please take your
Yeah,
meds.
please take it. If like it works for you, take it. But for
Yeah.
it depends on the person. Like I felt weird, really weird, and you would know this when you take meds. You'll feel really weird. Like I felt, guys, I understood what happiness was when I took my depression meds, and I'm like, "Ugh, is this what happiness is?" And I was like, I'm missing out. But it was still scary. Like taking my meds was helpful, but sorry, I'm going out of topic. But it
No,
was
no, I get it. Sometimes it's what she means is that do
sometimes it's
what's for you.
yeah. And if your psychiatrist is like not forcing you, but telling you to take meds that you will get better, please do. Please
Yeah.
do. Because I was so anti taking meds. And then my psychiatrist she was like, you don't have a choice anymore because you're in a very bad situation right now. Like you're not even going out. Because I was terrified of moving away from my family because whenever I'm with someone, I'm not as anxious as I go alone. And now I'm in a whole different fucking country alone. And you don't know how terrifying it is because, and guys, when you go through customs, it's the most nerve-wracking, anxiety-inducing thing ever. And especially when you're alone in a new country and you have a shit-ass passport like me, it is fucking scary. And like, I'm just a girl with my bag, and I'm like, and they're like, "Why are you in this country? Did you
What
bring
would
anything?"
I
I'm like,
bring
I
in? Me
had
some like
nothing with me. I
Maggie,
just had
some noodles. Well, no,
yeah.
me, they don't
And they're
even
like,
ask me
and they
questions, but I'm like, yeah, maybe I brought some noodles, I suppose, some spices.
no, Diva, they asked me, and they're like, you came from Dubai? Oh, and you live there? Oh,
Yeah,
you're
babe, I
rich.
go
So you came from Dubai. What did you bring? And I'm like, I didn't bring anything from Dubai. She's like, you came from Dubai and bring anything? And I'm like, I live there, so I don't really need to bring stuff. He's like, no gifts. I'm like, who am I giving gifts to, babes? Who? To who? To
No,
myself?
okay. Let's get back into it. But one thing I want to talk about is you. So I've always had this like voice inside of me, and it's still really prominent. And I feel like this is something that people of all ages can relate to, is that internal voice of yours is like a critic.
Mm,
You are your biggest critic, and that I've heard that so many times. But yeah,
you are your
but I
biggest hater.
feel like when you enjoy your own company and you enjoy, your whatever, you stop being so mean to yourself because you would just enjoy your own company. Like that's very repetitive, but like I know a
Mm,
lot of times it's like you literally realize that being alone and being lonely are two completely different things. Like being lonely, like that
exactly.
sucks, that's your sad. But being alone, that's normal. Like, I've mentioned this so many times, like just to people in general, guys, right? I would rather have one best friend or like five super, super close friends rather than have 30 that are just acquaintances to me that don't really care about me. And I have
Exactly. Yeah. And sorry, Diva, but I feel like a lot of people are also like weaponized for wanting to be alone. Because a lot of people are like, oh, you're not friendly. But no, like my happiness isn't honestly tied to someone
exactly.
else's mood.
That is our point. You should never ever rely on someone else for your happiness and your, I don't know, like positive vibes and shit like that. That's such a shit way of putting it. But you need to
Mm,
stop relying on other people and start relying on yourself. Because at the end of the day, when that person leaves your life, they
exactly.
leave your life for good. You're not going to sit there and suffer, right? You've got one life. You still need to fucking live it. I don't know. Like,
Exactly. Yeah, like I don't flinch anymore when I'm left
Yeah.
in my thoughts. I don't like I just like sit with them, and it's just me and my own thoughts, my own rhythm. Like I stopped
Yeah,
apologizing for taking up space. Like I
exactly.
stopped explaining to
You
myself
you
to people
you
who were
right?
like committed to misunderstanding me, because a lot of people will misunderstand you for wanting to be alone. Because sometimes, especially with someone who has ADHD anxiety, being alone is your biggest like it helps you, because I get overstimulated a lot, and sometimes I just need a day to myself, and that's completely normal. Take a self-care day. What I do every Saturday, or no, was it Sunday? Sunday. I now my schedule is crazy, so I need to find a self-care day. But I tell this to everyone: take a self-care day.
Yeah.
Just do nothing. Put on a mask. Do stuff you like, because you will feel so good. You will feel so good, because you would learn the difference of being chosen
Yes.
and being someone's backup plan. Like my standards have gotten so much higher, not because I became picky, but because I finally understood my worth. And that's the best part, honestly, because I became the
Yes.
person who I needed when I was younger, not the one who didn't need the room's approval for to
Yeah.
feel whole. I'm the one, like I realized that being with yourself isn't the last resort;
Yeah,
it's a love
that
story.
is that's
So
beautiful, honestly. Like you when you stop explaining yourself to other people and just start justifying things, and not even justifying, just start accepting who you are as an individual, you will finally realize just how much happier things are with you, you know? Like you
exactly,
becoming the person that you needed when you were a child, that is the epitome of being, I don't know, an adult, or being the best version of yourself. Your younger you, I will say this just before we
exactly.
start wrapping it up. Your younger you is so proud of how far you've come today. We are so proud of you, but forget about that.
She's so proud. We are
You as a
so proud of
child,
you.
your
We are
your
all proud
baby
of you.
self is so proud of how far you've come. And yeah.
Yeah, guys, thank you for listening to our podcast.
Mm.
Please, 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 if you need any advice or just need to vent, please go onto our bio, click the form of You Asked for This. Is a
Yeah.
segment that we do on Saturdays where we give advice, or just if you just need to chat, we just talk with you. And please go fill up the form. So
We can connect with you
just to tell
better.
us about
Yeah.
you. And like, yeah. And thank you so much for listening. And I know you want more, don't
Relax.
you?
We've got you. Join us next time on Unlicensed and Unbothered. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah.